everybody's going to die, Jeff. Then you know what? For the people out there,
well, you're saying it's the retaliation. Just because people have all these weapons doesn't mean they have to use all of them. In other words, if I were going to launch such a strike, I would want to try to do it in a way that doesn't kill me and my people.
Yep.
Are you saying that the radioactivity is going to spread all over the place because of the retaliation?
Jeff, what I'm saying is when you use this many nuclear weapons, it's going to spread out all over the place. The other thing is, they're not going to use one weapon, Jeff. We have 400 missiles in silos spread out the entire central part of America. The Russians have to take those out because if they don't take those out, they fire against Russia. So automatically, all of Central America is going, boom, goodbye. Do svidaniya. The same thing for the Russians. We have to target all their silos for the same thing. Now, when the war ends, because eventually we'll run out of nuclear weapons, here's the perverse part of this that a lot of people don't understand. See, we have nuclear planners who sit there and say, how do you define victory? And ultimately, victory is defined by the largest, most viable remaining civilization. And so the United States, in order to win a nuclear war, because remember, when we go to a nuclear war, we just limit it to just Russia and China. What happens when India becomes a superpower? Let's say that they don't all die of radioactivity. But America's been blown up. We've lost 60% of our capacity. We got 40% left. The Russians we took out, they got 30% left. The Chinese, they have 30% left. So we're a more viable, superior civilization than the Russians and Chinese. But India is operating at 80%. We can't allow that, Jeff. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
We can't, once we make the decision to go to nuclear war, to annihilate 6/10 of the earth, we have to ensure that we emerge as the dominant civilization, which means we will destroy everybody on the planet to make sure that's the case. That's the perversion of nuclear war. That's the deep, dark secret. Every single president that has been briefed on the nuclear war plan said, that's insane. You have to give me options. You can't make me do this. Every single one of them. You can't make me do this. It's sick what you're asking me to do. You're asking me to kill the world. I need options. And then a year in, the nuclear planners wear them down. They say, Mr. President, you don't have any options. You see, if we do the option thing, then the enemy can get one up on us, and then we don't guarantee. And all presidents end up signing off on the same goddamn plan every single frickin' year. That's a reality, Jeff. If you saw the plan yourself, you'd say, that's insane. Nuclear war is insane by definition. And yet, right now, we're that close to having a full-scale nuclear war because of idiots in the West who are sitting there saying, well, Russia's bluffing. Russia would never do it. Russia understands the consequences of nuclear war. But Vladimir Putin's the only honest leader out there. He said, I know what happens when we go to nuclear war. We die. We all die. But we'll go to heaven as martyrs. You, on the other hand, will go to hell. And that's his belief. I'm not saying that I support that. I prefer that he didn't think that way, but at least he said he thinks that way. So we know the Russians are ready to play. He's already said the orders have been given and signed. There will be no phone calls. It's all on automatic. We know what's going to happen. It's so predictable. The Russians have said exactly what's going to happen, and yet we continue to move in that direction. How do we stop it?